Hi, hello, good evening, and welcome you all to the 175th episode of Business Bytes with Bhavana. So today it's one of the milestone episode, that is 175th episode. So we have a special invitee who's joining us as a guest for today. Definitely part of WeVysya family. Also, she is a global member of WeVysya, and who's coming here today to share with us a lot of information about what is important for one to kind of survive and establish themselves financially, get through in a successful way in one's businesses, and lot more. So with this small introduction, let me invite today's guest of the 175th episode today. Here I
Hello,
present Sowjanya G.K. Hello, Sowjanya garu. Good evening. How are you doing?
I'm doing very fine. Thank you so much, and good evening to you too. And congratulations, Bhavna, on the 175th episode milestone. It's been truly a great journey, and doing this continuously with all the members is something which is wonderful.
Thank you so much, Sajanya ji. So, to all the audience out there today, here in the 175th episode, we have Saujanya Garu. She is the founder and CEO of S.G.K Skill Solutions. So, what is S.G.K Skill Solutions? What are the services that they provide? Lot more things that we are going to discuss. Stay tuned. And any kind of questions you might have, you could always post it in the comment section, and our Saujanya ji will be very happy to take up the questions and help is on that. So we have a lot of audience joining in. A very good evening to everyone, and thanks for joining in. So one of the Facebook users, two energetic entrepreneurs, Antonaro. Thank you so much, Andy. Hi, good to see you both on 175th episode. Sanjay is here and Chaptanaro. Thank you, Sanjay. Thanks for joining in.
Thank you,
Wow,
Sanjay.
great combination, Antonaro, one of the Facebook users.
Thank you.
We are facing a lot of financial problems under Ramgiri Garu. Sir, please stay tuned during the session, and any specific questions, do not forget to post it in the comment section as we go through the session today.
Absolutely.
Wow, great evening with great women entrepreneurs, Antonaro, and one of the Facebook users.
Good evening.
Okay, and congratulations, Bhavna ma'am, for the 175th episode, Antonaro. Thank you so much, Andy. Archana Rajesh is there. Hello, wow, dynamic ladies, Antonaro. Thank you so much, Archana. Look forward to this discussion and tips being shared, Antonaro.
Thank you, Sanjay.
Sanmati Balaji Garu.
Sure.
All right. All right. So I'm pretty sure we'll have a lot of questions and a lot of things coming up. So let's start formally. So, Saujanya, welcome you to the 175th episode of Business Bites with Bhavna today. And rather than me introducing, I think let us hear from, you know, the lioness mouth, people say, right? So, like that, let's hear from Saujanya herself,
Sure.
like, about her journey into this. Entrepreneurial journey into SGK skill solutions right from beginning till now. And if all of you audience out there want to know anything specifically, post your comments on what you want to know about Sajanya Garu in specific, maybe.
Right, sure. Thank you, Bhavna, for this warm welcome and introduction possibility for myself. So, I've been born and brought up, I must say, on a hilarious note, spoiled in Bangalore. And I've been, in terms of schooling, education, professional education, everything is in Bangalore. So, I did my commerce education, and I've also done my, graduation in law. Did my CA qualification in November 2006, and I've been part of corporate industry as well as academic domain. I've been practicing as a chartered accountant for some time, and right now I've moved my focus as an entrepreneur, and the entity is called as S.G.K Skill Solutions, and got the opportunity to do articleship in Deloitte. Post which I was practicing for a while, and after that I moved into full-time academics. My last employment was with the KPMG, and this gave me a lot of exposure to the corporate accounting advisory services practices, which is one of the reasons of taking some corporate initiatives of the entrepreneurship journey. So we do some programs to help students, we do some programs to help corporate executives who are in the industry trying to get an advancement in career. So the program to the students is called as Finance Role Readiness Program, and the acronym is FRRP. And we also do some program to help the corporate executives to have Finance Role Advancement Program, FRAP. And we also help business owners by giving them financial insights and input, especially from the finance perspective, finance domain perspective, and some strategies to help them to grow, scale up, and try to come out of their bottlenecks. And not to forget, as a part of my professional qualification, we do a lot of consulting and advisory services.
Yes, that's really nice to know, Sajanya Garu. I think this session of maybe 45 minutes is not sufficient to know or discuss everything that you're saying, because a lot of new things, maybe for a common people, right? The terminologies and what you're trying to say. So it'll take some time for us to kind of digest. Okay, there are so many things for us to know and learn and understand. That's really great. So while we're talking, I think not to forget, Saujanya Garu is also the global member, one of our global board members of WeVysya. And thank you, Saujanya, for always being there and extending your support to WeVysya family in all the best possible ways. So she's the vice president for trainings as part of WeVysya family.
Thank you so much. And I think I'm really happy to have this position and designations where I get through a lot of trainings to the members on various topics, domain topics, or the leadership topics, or it can be some specific topics which are very relevant to the members. I think the platform Vivash is doing great.
Thank you so much. So we have more comments coming in. We'll just take a few comments maybe. Hey
Sure.
team, I'm new joiner. Please give a brief about this group and users. Definitely, please stay tuned. At the end of the session, we are going to talk a little about that. And Shweta says hello to both the strong ladies of Vysya. Hi Shweta, thanks for joining
Hi,
in.
Shweta.
Superb to see you both, Saujanya and Bhavana Antonaru, Uma Garu.
Hi, Uma. How are you?
Okay. The Facebook user is Suvarna Ma'am Antonaru.
Hello.
Okay. Thanks you, Suvarna Garu, for joining in. Great verbal inputs, Antonaru.
Thank you.
భావన మ్యామ్ మీరు కార్తీక మాసంలో స్పెషల్గా ఉన్నారు ఎప్పుడు ఇట్లానే ప్రోగ్రామ్స్ చేయాలి అంటున్నారు ఎస్ సార్ ష్యూర్ లెట్ మీ డూ దాట్ థ్యాంక్ యూ this is Murli Krishna madam. A lot of people have connected through group, I guess, so we cannot see the names who is
Okay.
commenting, Ani. So they're trying to give their names. Okay, sure. Congratulations on your 175th episode, and thank you, Andy. Happy evening to dynamic Diggajaru Veera Mahilalu antunaru. Mana Raghuram sir from Bangalore.
Mr. Raghuram.
Same here. Worked with Deloitte and currently working with EY as tax senior. Ani antunaru. One of the
That's wow.
audience. There's a question coming up. So just few points to ponder for a startup antunaru. Uma garu.
Sure. So it helps to, I mean, I hope the time limit is enough to ponder some points, but let's start with the objective of where the startup is trying to achieve in terms of what they want to offer to their customers. I think that's the starting point. And we have to also look at their entire initiative as to how they go about in terms of fulfilling uh, their service offerings to the customers. And to do this, what are the kind of support functions they have in terms of finance operations, in terms of HR, the finance, financial resources, what they're trying to raise, and of course the kind of marketing strategies what they take. Not to forget, that's the most important one. I think that should be a very snapshot of few points I can say.
Yes. So, Uma garu, this is a very high level briefing, but any specific points that you want Saujanya garu to address, she will definitely be happy to kind of help on that. Wow, wow, great briefing about Saujanya Garu Antunaru, one of the
Thanks so much.
Facebook users. Good evening, Antunaru Gupta Sanidhi Garu. Good evening, Andy. Thanks for joining in. All right. So, Saujanya, as I was saying, it was really interesting to kind of know more about what you have been telling, like various offerings that you're providing for professionals and entrepreneurs, various service offerings that you have. So, would you like to elaborate a little more on that?
So let me directly elaborate on something which we're currently working on. The colleges have started, and we see a lot of void in terms of the preparedness of the students to become industry ready. There's a lot of confusion in terms of the job profiles a commerce and a management student can actually have, and also the kind of industry expectations which they can, which they would kind of face. So we have come up with something called as finance role readiness program, where we give them the inputs in a environment where the corporate expects them to be comfortable. That is an Excel. What happens is currently Excel is one of the value added programs what they get, but they don't have a hands on experience on it. So we give them the inputs. So we have all our, so I've been fortunate to be in industry for a couple of years and in academics for a couple of years. So just combining that helps me an opportunity to get first hand information on reality and expectation of industry as well as in academic institutions. So combining that experience and the industry expectations and the current status of where the students are and where they should be, we're trying to fill in the gap through our program. So this is an initiative where we do it at different colleges and help the students to get a hands-on experience of all of the scenarios and simulations.
Okay, that's really interesting to know. Like, various service offerings do you have to cater to needs of various kind of people, maybe business owners, maybe startups, maybe entrepreneurs, different sectors. So, if I have to ask you about maybe FRRP that you were mentioning, right? Financial
Right.
Role Readiness Program. So,
That's
could
right.
you just elaborate a little bit about that? Like, what
Sure,
does it?
sure. So we have two programs. One is called as Finance Role Readiness Program. The second one is called as Finance Role Advancement Program. Finance
Hmm.
Role Readiness Program is basically to undergraduates and postgraduate students. We also offer it to at a level where they finish PUC, because most of the students they try and get into professional exams. The basic intention of a Finance Role Readiness Program is to help students, especially who are not doing professional exams, to give them awareness about uh, what are the kind of skills, basic fundamental skills. It can be conceptual clarity, it can be application of a particular concept to a scenario, or articulation. Not many students are comfortable and confident in expressing a technical content. When I say technical content, a financial concept. Uh, Being a qualification, being having a qualification of CA, I think fundamentally we say, can you just tell me the impact of a transaction on financial statements? And the students are not comfortable with that sort of questions, because it's
Yes.
tuned to do a question and answer format in the exams. And
Yes.
unfortunately, the focus of every student is only to pass in the exams and get marks. And they fail to understand the concept, and understanding it in a practical way is the need of the hour. So we try and address all of these in Finance Role Readiness Program. We have another program called as Finance Role Advancement Program. This is fundamentally to all of those executives who are in the industry with at least minimum 2 years of experience, and we help them to advance in their careers, especially those corporate executives who've not had the opportunity to do professional exams for whatever justifiable reasons, family reasons, financial reasons, the difficulty of the exams level, or not having a possibility to understand which one is suited for them.
Hmm.
So we don't focus on students who have all on executives who already finished professional exams, because they're very comfortable in their roles and they know the career choices. But what about
Right.
those who are not having any professional qualifications, or they're halfway through the entire journey? So we give them inputs in terms of the expectation of the industry, of what kind of skills they should be comfortable with. So it can be a month close activity, it can be a transition activity, it can be a reconciliation and a variance analysis kind of it. So that's going to be an advanced one. It can be an accounting standard. It can be understanding the financial statements and analyzing the one layer of a reason as to why budget versus variance. So just to name a few of the domain related topics which we try and cover in Finance Role Advancement Program.
Okay, so basically, the basic difference is like, if you are just finishing your college and then you think that you're not sure of what to be done, or you're interested in maybe these kind of areas of financial domain areas, but you do not know if you have to choose that for any reason. So probably you should probably enroll for these kind of courses like FRRP, where you understand, are you ready for it or not? Is it for you or not? Kind of questions also gets answered, and then probably one can decide if they want to go ahead with that kind of courses. I'm pretty sure once you go to Sowjanya Garu, it will always be S, and she will ensure you're ready, prepared in that direction.
Yeah,
Uh,
absolutely. Well said, Bhavana, because I think this is going to help them to understand, am I comfortable doing this rest of my life? Do I enjoy doing this the rest of my
yes,
life? Because I think in this role, it is the comfort level you should have in concepts and the comfort level to use Excel as a tool. Excel is an enabler, but your comfort should be
absolutely.
absolutely, completely very good in both.
So when I'm talking to you, I'm feeling like, should I also consider coming to you on any of the programs to do anything further?
Bhavna, it's nice that you want to do multitasking, but I think you're from a completely different domain. And
Yeah, I mean, the way you're explaining, and it makes anybody think that, probably, was it something that I should try, kind of thing. So that's really nice.
absolutely, I think it's going to help you in your leadership roles.
Absolutely. So, for all of those who's completed your graduation programs and you're already settled in your career in different domains, but you still have your heart out there, still looking for something that you want to do in terms of financial domains, I think you could talk to Sowjanya Garu and know more about FRAP, right?
FRI,
Finance
that's
Role
right.
Advancement Program, and figure out, like, if you could still pursue something, take some certifications, and then want to change your stream of expertise to something else, change your domain, definitely you're always welcome. So to know more about all of these courses and services from SGK Skill Solutions, you could visit www.sgkskillsolutions.com, or you could contact Sarjanya Garu at 98861 98861 You could just say hello, and do not forget to mention it's through Business Bytes, Annie, so that she will be able to correlate better and respond and treat you in a more nicer way, maybe. Yes, so Sarjanya Garu, while we are talking about SGK Skill Solutions and your journey, and we have a lot more comments coming in. Let's take a couple of them more.
Sure.
So DP Malepati Garu from Vijayawada. Vysya experiencing women entrepreneurship today. Warm welcome to great stars of Vysya on this auspicious evening of last day of Kartika Masam. Looking forward to know much about you, Saujanya ma'am, Antunaru.
Sure, sure. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Sure, thank you, Saujanya. It depends on the roadmap of the company. Antunaru, she asked a question that
Yes,
types.
yes. Rightfully said, Uma. It depends surely on the roadmap, and it also depends on the kind of the focus areas the startup company would want to have, and it is about the kind of sector they want to focus. Like, for example, it's a goods and service. So, what is the specific need of the customer they are trying to address, and everything would revolve around that. How they're doing it, and what all aspects in terms of additional functions they have to factor in.
Yes, and she's adding, like, Excel is a powerful tool, and yeah, as you said, yeah, at least for somebody who wants to be in the financial domain, I think this is like Brahmastra for them. Like, to do anything Excel, you have to have kind of thing, I guess.
Yes, it's a
So
fundamental.
Suresh Garu, good evening, Bhavna ma'am, Antunaru. Good
Good
evening,
evening.
Saujanya ma'am, Antunaru.
Good evening, Mr. Suresh.
Rajesh Garu, good evening to both, Antunaru. Good evening, Andy.
Rajesh.
Krishna Gupta Garu, good evening, Antunaru. Good evening.
Good evening, Mr.
So, one of the Facebook users, I have a good experience on financial topics. Please let me know if I can take classes along with you guys, FRRP2 students. Ani adugutunnaru.
Absolutely, but I would love to understand the name because I can't understand the Facebook user.
Yeah,
So
may I know
please,
who is this when you're commenting because you're commenting in a group. I'm not able to see your name probably, but
yeah,
just do let me know who's commenting this. Definitely, Saujanya Garu would be
sure,
happy to take it up maybe.
true.
So, Uma Madam adds, Bhavna is a perfect example for multitasking, honey.
I agree.
Thank you,
I
ma'am.
totally agree.
Thank you so much for that. Yes, so as we move on, I think we are talking about FRRP and FRAP, which is basically for college students and somebody who's already finished their graduation and settled in some jobs and want to do something. So, do you have any such similar programs for business owners? Is it only
Yeah.
sharing inputs or some kind of hand holding that you also offer to them?
No, I think for business owners, there's a fundamental offering we give them. So I think all business owners are comfortable with their auditors, and I don't want to really disturb their relationships. But what I see as a trend, as a pattern, is the pattern is the business owners are not actually getting the kind of information, the data they should be getting from their financial transactions. They are somebody who are having all of the entrepreneurs are excellent in terms of their qualities or in terms of their abilities to be a good entrepreneurs. They're very excellent. It's just that they don't have data. If they have data, I think they'll be able to make more quality decisions, more strategic decisions. Unfortunately, the entire accounting in the entire auditing is seen as a compliance and tick in the blocks. It's not at the tick in the box. And if you can get these some see, let's try and understand why are the big institutions, big corporates very successful. They have something called as MIS, they have something called as management information system. They get data on a regular basis, they get data on products, they get data on the customers, they get data on their locations, they get data on their expenses, they get data on the strategies of the competitors, on the environment, they get data on the economic environment and the policies, the political setup. That is something which our MSME, medium small scale or other categories of entrepreneurs should focus on. So we try and give them that kind piece of MIS systems and the kind of inputs they should consider. So we just don't talk about it, but we just do a hand holding. We do something called as financial insights to the business owner. We try and understand what is working well in their organization as a strength and what is something which is not working well as a weak point and weakness, and we try and tell them the opportunities and the threats. So it's a simple SWOT, but it's going to be customized to a business owner, and we're going to help them understand the kind of problems they're facing and what could be the possible solutions. That is something the entrepreneur himself or herself will try and come up with. So we try and help the entrepreneur by giving them the perspectives, by giving them some information as a change what they can make in their current practices, so that the status quo changes.
Yes. So I think what you said is rightly much needed also. Like, the data is the king today. So wherever you go, data definitely plays its own role there to make it, to move to the next level.
That's
So
right.
we had a comment right now, right? So can I teach karke? So I think that is Raghuvaran is the person who's asking that.
Sure. Sure.
So, Raghuvaran ji, I think the number of Sowjanya Garu is in the scrolling bar. Just make a
Yes.
note of it and just buzz her on WhatsApp or give her a call and get introduced, and she will be happy to probably connect and help you and discuss and see if there's opportunities that can work for
Yes,
both of
thank you, Mr. Raghuvaran, for actually making this initiative. We are very, very happy to actually see this initiative of yours to be a part of our program. Please do connect to us. The number has the WhatsApp connectivity as well. We'd be very happy to connect with you on this.
Yes, thank you so much, Saujanya, for considering the request. So, Saujanya, is there any special program for career to campus? Ani Uma garu adugutunnaru.
So what I do is that I give them the different kind of career in terms of courses and the job profiles, what they can expect, a commerce student can expect. We do some sessions like what are the opportunities you get when you do professional exams, what are the opportunities when you get to masters, and what are the kind of roles they can expect as a fresher. I definitely cover some sessions like that. After which, I think it's going to be specific inputs for any student preparing for a finance role.
Okay, so I think that answers Umaji's question. So she's also adding, saying that I will connect you to Jem Zani, she's saying.
Definitely, Uma. I'll be very, very happy to kind and explore that option.
One of the Facebook users, great personalities, super info madam అని చెప్తున్నారు.
Thank you so much.
Kiran Kumar garu. Good evening, madam, both of you antunaru. Very good
Good
evening,
evening.
Andy. Thanks for joining in. So today in the 175th episode of Business Bytes with Bhavana, a milestone episode, we are talking to Sowjanya Garu, who is one of our global team member and the founder and CEO of S.G.K Skill Solutions, and knowing about her expertise, financial domain, and the services provided by S.G.K Skill Solutions. If you have availed services from S.G.K Skill Solutions or have any specific questions or anything regarding this domain, this direction of interest, then please do not hesitate to put your questions in the comment section. And our Saujanya Garu will be more than happy to take that and give the right direction to the best of her knowledge. So we have our founder, Anil Gupta Garu. Good evening. Saujanya is an amazing lady in our team. If she starts taking, everyone will become her fan. Her training sessions are too good with productive output. Amazing to work with her in WeVysya అని చెప్తున్నారు.
Thank you, Mr. Anil. And it's also not to forget that I should appreciate your vision, your initiatives, and your clarity of what you want the things to happen. I think that also helps us as a team. So it's a lot of synergy, and we're very happy to be in a platform which is founded by you and led by you. Thank you so much for the opportunities, and happy we could help.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Anil Garu, for joining in. And Uma Garu, sure, Saujanya, we will connect antunaru. Sure, madam,
Absolutely, absolutely.
connect.
Very, very happy to connect.
Manju Prakasha Garu, good evening to both antunaru. Good evening,
Good evening.
Andy. Thanks for joining in. All right. So as we move on, can we say that all that we discussed is learning solutions and uh, so what all till now we discussed is about the learning solutions and stuff, right?
That's right.
So do you also offer any kind of consulting to people? So if yes, what kind of consulting that is it that we could expect?
So the kind of consulting which we offer is in the accounting domain, and it can be something like a process study, it can be like something like a compliance study, it can be something related to costing, it can be something related to accounting. And we also do a lot of projects in international accounting standards. We do projects on compliance testing for a banking sector, and we do consulting for understanding a particular problem area and trying to come up with solutions. Largely, it's going to be in business finance, and it's going to be consulting and advisory solutions. So we've always done our projects with corporates, and we've handheld them to create specifically cover a particular objective. Like we have done a process study, and we have done convergence about US gap, and I'm also empaneled with one of the big fours to actually take care of their technical trainings as accounting standards. And we've also provided financial insights to some of the business owners. So these would be the kind of areas, basically consulting and accounting, finance, costing, and process related.
Right. So that is really nice. And if at some any point of time somebody feels like I need to consult someone, I need somebody's help, but do not know whom to go to, now you know whom to reach out to. So definitely make a note and. Not only today, like Heroes Kaval search. I mean, you might need it or you might not need it, but just save the number. And anytime you need and you're looking for consulting help, I think Saujanya Garu will be more than happy to connect and help you.
Sure.
So there is a question coming up.
Hmm.
Excuse me. So is there an existing preset template in Excel anybody can use for basic financial management అని అడుగుతున్నారు.
Oh, yes, yes, Sanmati. There are lots actually. When you log in and try and uh, search for some templates, there are good amount of templates for keeping a track of the expenses. There is good amount of templates for doing a budget. There's a good amount of template for keeping a track of your specific observations on putting across the various the data. It can be different kind of activities what you do, or a different kind of expenses what you spend. So a lot of templates on Excel is available. Probably I would personally kind of send across certain of it, and do let me know if you are looking of a particular thing. So there are templates to record, there are templates to review, there are templates to actually give you inputs for decision making. And if it's any specific requirement, I think I'll be very happy to send it across to you.
That's really nice of you, Saujanya Garu, for So it's like depending on what you need, Saujanya Garu has agreed and acknowledged to share any kind of templates that is needed to make your job easy, maybe. So do not hesitate to reach out with your exact requirement, what you're looking for. And there are a lot of templates, as she said. So definitely it depends on case to case. And please reach out to her on the number which is in the scrolling bar, 9886101946, and she will be able to help you with whatever guidance you're looking for. Rajesh Garu, hi ma'am Antunaru. Hello Andy, thanks for
Hello,
joining
Mr.
in.
Rajesh.
Ravi Kumar Garu, good evening to great personalities. Madam is an encyclopedia. Great experience in graduation day in Vijayawada. Really a true inspiration. అని చెప్తున్నారు.
Thank you, Mr. Ravi, and I'm so happy that you liked the program and you actually took a lot of takeaway from that as well.
Yes, thank you so much, Ravi Garu, for the nice words. Ram Giri Garu, ma'am, do we have business domains that help in getting financial security as an academician, depending on salaries? As now everything is related to money matter, what would you advise for getting the salaries or financial security in parallel? అని అడుగుతున్నారు.
So, using, do we have business domains? Can you just elaborate on what you mean by business domains that help in getting financial security? Uh, so you're saying that you're depending on salaries. for now on everything, and you would want to get an advice for getting the
Yeah, so in
salary.
parallel, Ramgiri Garu, I think, is an academician,
And it's
and
depending on
along with my
salaries.
right now, it's only my salaries. So, is
That's right.
there any business domains that help in getting financial security and a regular income? Chala, would you suggest anything? Is there anything like that? Ani?
I hope I'm getting the question right, Mr. Ramgiri Garu, that it's you're an academician, you're depending on salaries for all your requirements, and you would want to understand uh, parallel financial security options. Am I right? So if you can confirm, I think accordingly we can answer, because I don't want to assume something and say something. Are you looking for parallel, additional, financial
Yeah, I think that is
options?
how I understand Sowjanya Garu. I think
Sure.
they're trying to ask, like, I need financial security. So, apart from my job, what else is it that I could? Yes, he says
Sure.
it's yes.
Okay, so it's a part of personal financial planning, and I specifically don't do specific personal financial planning topics. But as a very high level macro, I can tell you there are a lot of options which are short term, medium term, and long term. If you're looking at some financial security, you're supposed to be looking at incomes which are something which are accruing to you at short term, and quite you have to keep in mind the risk and return aspects for every investment options what you keep. And there are a lot of you should also consider some lot of options for specific projects or initiative you have in, and which is going to give you some money for, in the next 5 years. Maybe you want to purchase a house, you want to purchase a car, you would supposed to make some, create a corpus for that. And in the long term or retirement planning or something, you will always have to look into options as well. This is about creating a fund which is requirement for you. In terms of also generating a passive income, you need to look at options which can take care of your experience, take care of your skill, and you can associate, uh, be vocal about it in your workplace, and start generating an additional source of income for you. So, since I've not understood what you exactly wanted, I've covered both. So, you should secure yourself in terms of your financial requirements. And if you feel that you have to augment, add on to your current, salary income, you have to get associated based on your strengths. Uh, that's something which options we can discover more with a one-to-one discussions.
Yes, thank you so much, Saujanya ji. So, Ramgiri Garu, please connect with her. And
Sure.
because you have a very genuine question, and I think you would love interacting with her and figuring out which will really practically turn into a reality and help you in your life for a longer run, I feel so.
Yeah.
Yes, Uma Garu is saying Saujanya's plus point is she comes from both corporate and academics, Antunaru.
Thank you, Umar. That's the reason why we have created a program called as Finance Role Readiness and Finance Role Advancement. I think exactly the initiative, because I've had the first-hand opportunity to get exposure to reality and expectation of both academics and industry, and I think that helps me to understand what they are good at on both places and what they actually have to consider.
Yes, very rightly said. I think, yeah, that is a very good add-on, and not many people would be able to connect the gaps, or be well with both. So you're really doing great, Sajanya Garu, and kudos to you on that. So Kalyan Garu, good evening, Bhavna ji and Saujanya ji. Really very energetic to attend your session in graduation day in Vijayawada ani చెప్తున్నారు.
Thank you, Mr. Kalyan. I'm so happy that you got the emotion and the energy right, and I'm so happy that you liked it.
Thank you so much, Kalyan Garu. Rajesh is adding Bhavna and Saujanya ma'am, amazing duo. Wonderful ladies and pearls of Vysya Antonar.
Thank you, Mr. Rajesh, and good evening.
Thank you so much. All right, so Ramgiri Garu. Okay, thank you, ma'am Antonaru. So probably he'll
Sure,
get in
Mr.
touch
I
with
hope
you.
you answered your question, and I just took a very generic view and I answered both of the perspectives. We can connect more to understand what's your specific requirement, please.
Yes, Saujanya Garu. So as we discuss and move on in the session, so definitely we cannot go into the details of each program that you provide, maybe, but we understood like what are the offerings that you have, like FRRP, FRAP, and the consulting services that you provide to the business owners. So definitely everything is needed, and I mean you're providing everything that is needed, maybe. So anybody, any day, whenever you have any requirement, you could definitely connect with Saujanya Garu. So, can we just hear from you a few of the, recent projects that you did, or glimpse of some of your projects completed, and what kind of sectors or domains that you are connected with?
Sure. So we've actually completed a very recent project on testing of the compliance in terms of controls for a banking sector, and we've done a lot of projects with business owners to get them financial insights, to help them improve on their strengths and also factor on their weakness. And we've also recently completed some 2 3 projects on convergence to the international accounting standards, and we provide a lot of inputs to specific entities on areas on accounting advisory services. It can be understanding investment banking related services, or it can be transaction advisory or due diligence. We do try and do projects in mergers and acquisitions domain, and we do projects in terms of pre-stage or the during the stage of merger and post-stage merger. And we also do a lot of hand holding in terms of negotiations when there is an M&A deal or an investment banking deal. We have a team of experts with whom we work. So obviously, I won't be able to do everything myself, and if I say that, it's going to be completely unfair. So we have a lot of team of experts, professionals, and whom I've known them for years, and I do all of these consulting services along with them. So we do a lot of assurance projects. It can be some internal audits or statutory audits, of course, with the team. I personally focus on consulting advisory. So it can be anything which is relating to helping the entity to become ready for a fund ask, because not everybody would be comfortable in understanding that they're not ready for a fund ask. We help them to become ready and help them to have those transaction advisory, due diligence services. Those are the kind of consulting in terms of domain. Bhavna, you're on mute.
Okay, so that's what I think. It's various domains that you have covered also, and majorly I understand about mergers and acquisitions, and pre-merger and acquisition, post-merger and acquisition kind of things is really very crucial, and
That's
I
right.
think it needs really the domain expertise as well there.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Sajanya Garu, for enlightening us with what is there in the market, like what is there that you could offer to each kind of audience from different backgrounds and different industries and different domains, different sectors, maybe. It's really nice. So, to all the audience out there, today in the 175th episode of Business Bytes with Bhavna, we are talking to Sowjanya Garu, who is the founder and CEO of S.G.K Skill Solutions, and she's one of the global vice president for WeVysya, taking care of trainings. Really a pleasure to have her. If you have any other questions or anything that you want to hear from her, please post it in the comment section. So Uma ma'am adds, that's excellent to know, Ani, she's saying.
Thank you. Thank you, Ma.
Thank you so much, Uma ma'am. So Saujanya Garu, anything else that you would like to share with our audience?
It's important to understand that every entrepreneur, to note that there's a lot of change in the behavior of the consumers, and there's a lot of change in the way business is being done. Digital was never an option. Digital way of meeting people, digital way of doing transactions is never an option. Earlier, if we would talk about this option, people were not very comfortable, so people are comfortable
Yes.
now. So I think every entrepreneur should focus on understanding how to go online and also have a physical store. That's something which they should focus. So try and change according to the environment. That's going to be helpful. And focus on money, which is the basic fundamental input, and it's the fundamental output as well. So the basic vitamin, which is M, is money to start, and I think that's fundamentally vitamin M. Everybody is focused on. So the journey is something which we have to be comfortable. So let's make it something more strategic, more based on data, where most on inputs. So at a macro level, further we can definitely discuss with each and every entrepreneurs.
Yes, very well said. Like, I like the point that, during the pandemic, everybody has moved to this online and have got comfortable in the state. So, after this, it's really important to understand how you stay online and also have a physical store and then balance both and then establish in both. So, that's really a takeaway for me personally, also, maybe.
Okay,
That's a good point that you brought in, Saujanya Garu.
that's nice.
So, Raghuram says, Gyan Bandar antunaru.
Thank you, Mr. Raghu.
And one of the Facebook users, I'm sorry, I don't know the name, it's from the group. Saujanya is a very resourceful person in finance, consulting, and advisory sector. Would recommend her for any of the above services. And
Thank you so much. I would just be happy to know the name because it's a says Facebook user.
yeah, after the session, we'll go to the group live and see, then we'll have all the names there. So let's definitely do that. I'm so sorry because this tool doesn't give the name of the group users. Yes, Saujanya Garu. So, really nice to have you and hear from you. All the good, positive, educative notes on this 175th episode day. So, if you have to give one tip to all our audience and today as a takeaway, so what is it that you would like to say?
Uh, if you want to change your current status, you have to do something very differently. And if you want to actually grow and move to the next level, you have to come out of your comfort zone. Invest a lot of time in learning a lot of things. It can be self education, or it can be investing your time in learning the new trends. Please invest in learning. I'm not saying this because I come from a designation, have a training, global vice president, but it's very, very important to upskill ourselves on various things which are relevant to our respective businesses. Very important to understand the trends, very important to understand the technologies which can be used, and very important to understand the trends that's happening in the business. Please don't forget that there's a lot of information every entrepreneur gets from their own businesses. Please do not take a decision not to see that and saying that it's not relevant for me. Doing business has gone through a remarkable amount of change. I'm sure people would say, I have seen so many years of my experience, and pandemic proved us wrong. People who had not heard of such things, they said, okay, we have not seen this in our lives, we've not heard this in our lives. So times are changing, and it's very, very important that we adapt to that. Try out something new if you want to change the status, and talk to people, network a lot, invest in experts view, invest in specific domain experts to solve your problems. And it's like the small inputs of investments what you make, and you try and implement the kind of suggestions what you get. And don't be very scared to do a trial and error. Some things work and some things don't work, but you have to always keep trying. And it is something which it's a continuous basis, and you don't do this for once you try. All of this whatever I've said has to be done on a continuous basis. I think every business owner has to do this, and every student also has to do this. So every student, corporate executive, business owner, company, entity, they have to keep focusing on becoming a better version of themselves, upskill themselves, try and acquire knowledge, and be aware of the surroundings, be aware of their stakeholders. Not to forget that change is always the permanent solution.
Yes, and as you said, consistency is the key, whichever role you're playing in your life, as a student, as a mother, as a wife, as an entrepreneur, as a business owner, as a corporate, whatever, wherever you are, consistency is the key, definitely. Very
That's
well
right.
said, Saujanya Garu. Thank you so much for all the valuable inputs that you've given us today. So, how do you feel being part of WeVysya family?
Oh, it's a wonderful initiative. I think it's something which I got to meet a lot of. To be very frank, I was not even aware of the community and the kind of diversity we have in terms of members' focus as in business ventures. I was just thinking that there are few sectors in which community is engaged into. And I came here, I got to meet a lot of people who are doing so much of innovative streams. And I'm very happy to connect with and trying to become aware of all of those things. Wonderful initiative, and I'm very, very happy.
Thank you so much, Sowjanya Garu. Definitely, as you said, it's served to be a very nice platform to many people in very many different ways. So, how do you feel being part of this show, Business Bites with Bhavna?
That's wonderful, Bhavna. I think that there's the any amount of words I say would be lesser, because I just said consistency is the key, and you've proved it. 175th episode is something which has not happened overnight. It is those 175 days, and not to forget the rest of the days which went into planning and preparing. And all of it, every day you come on live, you talk to every member, try and understand their business, try and involve them in discussions, and not to forget, you also acknowledge the viewers on the chat, and include them in the discussions. It's been a commendable effort. Congratulations once again on your 175th episode, and I think it's something wow, and I'm so happy to be a part of this milestone episode. Thanks for considering to talk to me, and wish you many more of such milestones in the coming days.
Thank you so much, Sowjanya Garu. Means a lot. And on this occasion, I also want to extend my sincere thanks to all the audience who has been regularly been with us and encouraging our members, listening to them, hearing to the success stories, understanding something from these conversations, and who has made this show to the 175th episode. It is only because of them that it has come all the way. Yes, as you said, a lot of effort goes in, and definitely, but when people are getting benefited, I think the purpose is served of why we are doing this. I would also like to acknowledge and thank Mr. Anil Gupta, the founder of WeVysya, for accepting this initiative, and because to help our WeVysya members. So thanks to him, and thanks to our global president Anil Padaganti Garu, who's kind of consistently supported and said, yes, we'll go ahead and continue this initiative for more benefiting more members, Ani, and the entire global team and all the members of Vivasha is always there for us. Not to forget, thanks to Shweta, who's like in the back end helping. Shweta is a relationship manager of Vivasha, and she's helping in kind of following the process of how to bring in members to this show, and consistently communicating. And so thank you, Shweta, for all of the work that you've been doing in the back end for making this show successful. Yes, Saujanya Garu. So really happy, and thank you for accepting our invite to be part of this 175th episode, and
Thank you.
looking forward for more of knowledge sharing from you, and a lot of training sessions probably as we move further.
Sure, sure. I'll be very happy to help a lot of students, corporate executives, business owners, and corporate entities. We will be able to customize the offerings, and we'll be able to understand what they need, and I'll be very happy to help them.
So I think the last comment for the day, maybe thank you for your valuable inputs from S.G.K Solutions. Good night to both of you, ma'am and Naru Ramgiri Garu.
Thank you, Mr. Raman. A good night to you.
Thank you so much, Handi. So thanks to all the audience who could make it for today's episode. Um, thank you so much, Saujanya Garu, and good night to you.
Good night, and thank you once again, Bhavna, for this wonderful opportunity. And I hope I was able to make this entire discussion fruitful to all of those viewers, and we were able to answer this question. If any viewer has a question or any concern or query, we're very happy to connect with them one on one. And thank you so much to the founder, to the platform, to Bhavna, to Shweta, to the support system, everybody who's been a part of this initiative to make this initiative happen. And not to forget, thank you so much to the global team, a wonderful team at WeVysya, which who have always been, who everybody has been very effective in their roles and contributions. Thank you all, and thank you all the users who connected today. Thank you so much.
Thank you, and good night.
Good night.
All right. So today in the 175th episode, we just spoke to Saujanya Garu from S.G.K Solutions, and got a lot of valuable inputs for all of us as we progress in life, right? So if any of you all have any of the questions or queries, or if you have any feedback for Business Bites with Bhavna as such, because we are now in the 175th episode, and there can be lots of suggestions for improvement, or if you're feeling good, you could just share your thoughts and experiences, and what could be better, what is it that you're liking, should we continue the same way, do you expect any changes, anything that you might have, please feel free to post it in the comment section. I'll take it as input from myself to make this better, so to keep it as your show, and for everyone to cherish it as we progress. So, yes, there's one more comment which has come in. Good evening to you. Sowjanya ma'am is ocean of knowledge, very dynamic. Thanks for giving me an opportunity to extend my service. Ani chaptunnaru. Thank you so much, Srinivasa. Yes, so to our audience on this 175th episode, if you want to share anything, say anything to me for consideration, do not hesitate to post it in the comment section, and I'll be very happy to take your inputs and suggestions for the betterment of myself and this show. So, as usual, if you're an Arya Vaishya owning a business, still not part of our WeVysya family, I think now is the time. Visit www.weVysya.org or reach out to us on 9886128128, and we will be happy to welcome you with open hearts and open hands. And before we end the show, one thought for the day, right? If you want to reap financial blessings, you have to sow financially. If you want to reap financial blessings, you have to sow financially. So think about this today, before you go to the sleep, and hope this helps you get a step ahead. While I say this, thank you so much for joining in, and I'll meet you all again tomorrow with another member, another business that we're going to talk about. Till then, take care of yourself, and signing off, yours, Bhavna.